It's no secret Stellar XLM has been having a phenomenal year, up about 300% growth in the last year. We're seeing, a number of things come together for Stellar XLM, and we're going to talk about 5 things that could potentially propel it forward very soon. So let's jump into it in this video. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and follow me on X as well if you're watching over there. So let's take a look at what's driving Stellar's growth. And I'm going to ignore the word September here because September's been notoriously not the greatest month for crypto. So I'm looking at this article thinking, okay, this is what's setting us up for the future. This is not necessarily something that's going to pump our bags in September, in my opinion. All these things that are coming together for Stellar XLM could potentially give us another 300% pump over the next year. That would be phenomenal, and I would be gladly welcoming that. So, like I said, we surged nearly 300% over the last year, and by comparison, Bitcoin and Ethereum had surged 95.8 and 84.7 respectively. So XLM outpacing many of the big cryptocurrencies out there, and it is still relatively cheap in terms of the rest of the market, right? It has a ton of room for growth, in my opinion, and I think it's undervalued, and just for the value that it already shows, and just the updates that are coming for this thing as well. Now, the user base has witnessed a notable increase. We've seen from 8.6 million to 9.7 million over the past year. This reflects heightened adoption. We're seeing more addresses, more people using it, and the numbers are speaking for themselves. The network processed 264.6 million payments between July and August. This is a 2-year high for Stellar. July and August, 264 million payments. That is a ton. And and there's nothing that shows that a utility more than how it's being used, right? This thing is being used. It is absolutely being adopted, and it's really really nice to see it. As an investor, I'm glad to see it. I'm glad to see these numbers. I'm glad to see the growth on the network. Now, the introduction to Protocol 23 was branded as Whisk. We just got that was introduced on September the 3rd. Validators all voted in favor of Protocol 23. So they called it Whisk because they wanted to have a name, because names are memorable, and they said that these types of upgrades to the network should be remembered. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. And I'm going to show you a little bit about, I'm going to show you some points of what that addresses here in the next little bit. But these enhancements are enabling parallel execution, lower latency and fees, and improve developer tools. So that's always helpful, right? We have to focus on development, because the developers are the ones that build the utility out for your ecosystem. And for them to have the right tools to do their job matters, because if they don't like the system and it's too bulky, it's too buggy, whatever, they're going to go somewhere else. And that's not what we want. We want them to stay on Stellar. Another potential catalyst, we're looking at XLM's inclusion among tokens shortlisted for the SEC's Fast Track Exchange Traded Fund approval plan. Now, this is according to Galaxy Digital. 10 tokens meet the criteria for expedited listing, and one of them is Stellar XLM, among other top cryptos such as Doge, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Link, etc. Number of big players in the space. I see some HBAR in there and some Sol as well. Now, an ETF listing would boost liquidity and adoption while opening the door for significant institutional flows, and especially if it's a spot ETF listing, because when they have spot ETF listings, the asset manager actually has to go out and purchase and hold these assets for their investors, and they can't. It's not like a promise. It's not like a futures trading, right? Where you're betting on something but you don't actually hold it. It's they actually, when you're we have a spot ETF, they actually have to hold your funds for you. So that's a very interesting scenario there. Now, adding further legitimacy, the U.S. Department of Commerce recently began posting quarterly GDP data on the Stellar blockchain. So this basically gives it that what's the word I'm looking for? This gives it that adoption, right? And it gives it that reliability as well. It's showing that the U.S. Department of Commerce is using the Stellar blockchain to host this data, an immutable public audible record, enhancing their transparency. Awesome thing. And as we know, the government needs more transparency. And this is also reinforcing its utility for real world asset tokenization, which we know they are focused on as well. RWAs are going to be a huge, huge deal in the time to come. So, broader market volatility is risky right now, and it's not really reflected in the price as of yet, and it's not a Stellar XLM issue. It's more of a broader cryptocurrency market thing that's going on right now, where prices are just not where we need them to be. A little bit of uncertainty in the financial markets right now, especially with the economy being the way it is. Tariffs in the United States are causing a number of uncertainties out there, and investors don't like uncertainty. So we're waiting on the Federal Reserve this month. That will really be the kicker. If we can get an interest rate cut, we could potentially see this market go ballistic, depending on how on what data comes in with it too, as well, and what Jerome Powell says on stage. So that's always a factor as well. So Meet Whisk, Stellar XLM says the Protocol 23 upgrade going live on September the 3rd. They're naming the updates because names stick, and these updates deserve to be remembered. So what they're doing is basically setting the stage for further huge upgrades, right? We see a number of blockchains doing this. They'll release a big update. They tell you it's got this feature and this feature and this feature and this feature, but really what it's doing is it's a very technical thing, and most people probably aren't even going to understand what it's going to do. However, it's making sure that things are stable. Everybody's on the same page, languages are working together, kind of thing, and developers are able to have that solid structure and that foundation in order to build upon. So that's pretty much what this update's doing. Is setting the stage for really big things down the road, that which they already have in the works now. It's not just one of those hype things, that actually they do have things in the works coming. So um parallel transaction processing is a huge deal. That's one of the things that this is providing. The core can validate while preparing the next batch, makes it quicker, makes your throughput so much faster, and getting rid of crap that validators have to hold on to. If you know anything about hard drives and things like that, the more information you have in your hard drive, the slower it is for to compute, to go through it, and to find things. So the less you have junk and bulk and crap in your hard drive, the easier it is and the quicker it is for your hard drive to find things. And that's pretty much what this is doing. So hopefully that helps you guys kind of understand what upgrade this Whisk upgrade is going to do. I know it's a very, very simple term that I've used, but it helps me kind of figure out and kind of keep track of what these things are, because as we're not developers. I'm not a developer. You might not be a developer. So trying to keep things simple for you guys. So that's what I got for you guys in this video. Just want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. And if you're interested in trading, getting some more, maybe getting some more extra cash for XLM purchases, or whatever it is you want to do, check out my trading indicator in the description down below, CF Algo. It's super easy to use. You sign up, 30-day money back guarantee. If you're not satisfied in the first 30 days, don't worry about it. Just let us know. Definitely provide you with a refund there. But it's a very, very useful tool. I have a number of people using it now with some great feedback, and it's making it super easy to trade with, identifying trading entries and exit positions as well. Super helpful there. So let me know if you want any more information, or go and take a look at my website, cfalgo.com. Use my coupon code at checkout, intro10, gets you a pretty significant discount. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.